The early episodes of a sports anime often do the dirty work of introducing all the important characters before the games can actually begin. Tamayomi and Major Second both had to do that this week. And the cool thing about these shows is that our heroes already have established clubs and reasons to play, making the sometimes painful process a relative breeze. So while I doubt this week's episodes will end up amongst my favorites for the season, I at least appreciate the speed by which they showed us who is going to be playing the baseball. Tamayomi picks up with our first 4 girls back on the field when 2 other first years show up excited to play. Bing bang boom, we're now up to 6. 2 other girls have been lurking in the shadows and have already turned down an invitation to play, leading to some speculation that these might be the 2 girls who have kept the club afloat despite some hints of trouble last year. When they show their faces for the first time, we learn the club was put on probation the year before after widespread hazing caused a lot of members to leave, though these 2 second years stick it out for their love of the game. Yomi challenges one of the girls named Rei to hit her magic pitch, and she accepts. Yomi admits defeat when Rei hits a fly ball to center, but Rei is so smitten by her Kohai's spirit that she and her companion decide to join the team. Now we're up to 8 players, only 1 away from a full team. I'd like to compare the speed of this roster construction to how it went down in last year's Cinderella 9. In that show, our hero Tsubasa is out to create a baseball club at a school where none exists, which means our hero spends nearly half of the show's runtime finding members, convincing them to play, building a field, buying uniforms, finding other schools to play, etc. But in Tamayomi, the club already exists, which means our heroes don't have to waste their time doing any of that nonsense. Now, I don't want to give the impression that Tamayomi is suddenly good, because it's not. But compared to the only show it's worth comparing it to, it at least gets the ball rolling quickly. Girls show up, say they want to play baseball, and then they play baseball. Easy. Major Second has a similar cadence to its second episode, filling out its roster with most of the people we're set to care about. 4 of the 5 first years decide to drop out after learning their preferred coach won't actually be joining the team, leaving our hotshot Akira out to dry when he realizes he can't leave without jeopardizing his athletic scholarship. 2 other girls from a prestigious Little League team show up wanting to play, and then they play. One of these girls is named Anita, and she's cool for a couple of reasons. 1, she speaks without a filter, which will make her the go-to person for an honest appraisal of anything, and 2, she's Brazilian. Now, Sakura ends up connecting the 2 later on, saying that Anita is gruff because she's Brazilian, which, racism. The important thing is, we have a Brazilian character in a baseball anime. I suspect that Ace of Diamond also has a Brazilian immigrant character, or else Inashiro center fielder Carlos has some explaining to do, but Anita is the first one I've seen that is named Latina. And I am here for Anita. Her unique personality isn't exclusive to her, as none of the characters we've been introduced to so far fit into an archetype. It helps that most of these players on our team are girls, and there aren't that many throughout the canon to compare to, but with so many new personality types, it's hard to predict what's going to happen at all. Even Akira, whose hotshot newcomer attitude comes the closest to an archetype, gets put in his place towards the end of the episode by Anita, my new favorite character. This episode didn't do nearly the animation tricks of the first episode, but it did establish 2 important things. 1, we now have 9 players, and 2, we're heading into a tournament already. I'd like to compare this development with the second and third seasons of the show's predecessor, Major. In those seasons, Goro's personality drives a lot of people away from joining the baseball teams he creates, meaning he has to spend a lot of time convincing people to join his cause. As a result, the players come one by one, often with multiple episodes of exposition before agreeing to join the team. It's a frustrating process because we know these characters the show is spending a whole lot of attention on are eventually going to play baseball, and it feels like wasted time watching them decline and then accept. Major Second thankfully doesn't fall into that trap. Much like Tamayomi, people show up that want to play baseball, and now they're playing baseball. And hopefully next week we'll see some games, because if the first episode is any indication, that's definitely where Major Second is going to shine. As for Tamayomi's action scenes, we'll see.